Jim Bailey, tell me something. Opening another place, another club, another theater.
Another opening, another show.
But this one is in Hollywood at the beautiful Henry Fonda Theater.
Yes, the Music Box at the Henry Fonda Theater.
And it's right up by, where is it?
It's right down this few doors down from the Pantages.
Pantages,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
It's a great little theater.
Yes, it is.
Wonderful balconies.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to really, and you're doing Judy?
I'm doing Judy, yes. And looking forward to it. Full orchestra. And
the orchestra you had last time I saw you was sensational.
weren't they great?
Yeah. Is this going to be the same?
Yeah.
That
Same orchestra.
And I understand that you just rehearsed very quickly that night.
Oh, I would imagine
But
so.
the show was sensational, Jim.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the day was, everything was backed up, you know what I'm saying? The rehearsal started late, and then I had to get into makeup, and that was running behind. But it all came together.
How long does it take Jim Bailey to put Judy together, the makeup, the whole thing, the mindset, you know?
About 3 hours.
It does take you that long.
Yeah, sometimes a little less. It was less at the House of Blues because we were running late and I had to really get going. But I like to take time, you know, to perfect it. You know, I don't wear a mask. It's a mask.
No,
I paint it on. Everything
You're
has to
actually
be
known as an illusionist. Illusionist is different than a personator because you're not a personator.
No.
Because you are doing Judy Garland.
I become her.
You become her. Difficult.
No, it's, you know what? If I ever find out why or how, it's a gift from above that I have. I stopped trying to figure it out a long time ago. I have no idea why and how it came to be, but at a party one night, I think I told you this story, didn't I?
Go ahead, I'd love to hear it again.
At a party one night a long while before I ever did Judy, and this is the 40th anniversary of...
This is 40th anniversary of Judy?
of me doing Judy, yeah. And about a year before that, I was at a party, and we were just messing around, you know, and for some reason, don't ask me why or how I sang Over the Rainbow. No music, I just sat there and sang it. And everybody said, "Oh my God, that's amazing, amazing!" And then, to make a long story short, then in the next year and a half, I started playing around with makeup and listening to her recordings, and singing along with them. And here I am.
That voice. Not anybody can do it because you studied opera.
Yes.
You studied the technique of that instrument.
The vocal cords, the diaphragm, everything. I learned how to breathe, how to enunciate. It was great training.
I loved you on the Ed Sullivan Show. First time I saw you.
Oh my God.
Loved you on the Ed Sullivan. When the people turned on Sunday night at the Ed Sullivan, they saw Judy Garland, but they were seeing Jim Bailey.
Yeah. A lot of people, because she passed away in '69.
And this was very young, 46, 47?
47, yeah,
47.
very young. And when I did the Ed Sullivan Show, I think it was 1970, a lot of people didn't realize that she was gone. And when they watched the Ed Sullivan Show, they thought that it was her. Some people thought it was her. Some people thought it was a rerun of an old show.
That's me.
And then he introduced me, and I came back and sang as myself. And that's where it all started.
Tell me something about coming back singing as yourself after you've been doing Judy and then you're doing Jim Bailey. I've seen you do this. It's incredible. It's transformation.
Well, it got to the point where I really felt cheated. I felt that I was cheating Judy and cheating myself because I could only do half an hour of Judy, and then I had to run off and then change and very quickly take everything and then come back and do a half an hour or whatever as myself. And it got to the point where it was just too hard. I mean, brushes and things were flying up in the air, trying to get me back into and I just was exhausted all the time. And I thought, you know what? I have to give in to Judy for a while. And that's when I started to do
The
just
night-
a full Judy show.
The night on the Ed Sullivan, the next day, the very next day, Jim Bailey, manager, what happened? Phone must be ringing. Jobs, everything must have been. What happened, Jim?
Well, I was. What I did was I taped a show, an Ed Sullivan show, of me doing Peggy Lee and myself. But the Judy Garland show that I did was live. That was the night. It was boom.
Right.
And
The next day.
well, the next day, I mean, the phones were ringing, and yeah, it was.
Your career really
Took off.
with that?
Took
That's
off.
it.
Went to Vegas, and Carol Burnett came in and
Good
saw
friends
me.
of you and Carol.
Oh, I love Carol. She was so sweet to me, and she came backstage and said, "You've got to do my show." So then I did Carol Burnett's show, and
Lucille Ball. You tell me about
well.
Lucille and Jim Bailey.
Lucille was. I learned so much from Lucille Ball.
Like what?
I saw both sides of Lucille Ball. We became friends, and I used to go over to her house when I was in town and watch movies with her. And I saw the professional, tough side of her, which she was.
Same as Barbara Streisand.
But I also saw the sensitive side, and it was very special to see that, because I really, after spending time with her, I realized what she was all about and why she did what she did.
Perfection.
Perfection. She knew every light in the studio. She knew everything. She directed the show, really.
Yes.
But I learned from her about professionalism. I learned a lot. And being with people. She just knew how to handle people. But she was fun. I made her laugh all the time. Lucy
funny,
wasn't a
wasn't
laugher.
she?
I mean, she didn't, you know what I'm saying?
She was serious.
Yeah, but I got through that. I got through to her. We
Yeah.
used to sit and laugh a lot. Played Scrabble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she loved that, didn't she? Very much.
Uh-huh.
She married a comic who was up in the Catskills a lot.
Gary Morton.
Gary Morton. Unfunny. I thought he was unfunny, but she thought he was funny. I don't know. I remember him very well up in the Catskills.
I never saw his act, so I don't know.
Now tell me about Lucy. Lucille Ball's
Lucy
daughter.
Arnaz.
That's
Oh.
it. You went out with her. You became dates.
Yes, we were going together, and
Was it difficult just now for me bringing that up?
well,
Did something hit just now?
it was a very special time in my life.
Was it?
She was a very special. She still is very special,
Right.
and we were getting serious. And her mother took me aside one day, Lucille, and she sat me down and she said, "Look, do you have any idea what is going to come from all of this?" She said, "You have a career, and you're traveling on the road, and Lucy wants a career, and she's going to be on the road," which she was when I knew her. She was
Right,
doing
right,
summer
right.
stock. And she said, "What are you going to do? What kind of a relationship? You're going to meet at railroad stations and airports?" And I realized that it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to her, because she was young. She was younger than I was. And she wanted a career, and I couldn't, I just felt it was wrong. So
I'm going to tell you brought a few clips of your show before we go on with this interview. Some clips of doing Garland,
Yes.
which you'll be doing at the Henry Fonda
Yes,
Theater.
yes.
And I love my audience to see it.
Okay.
If we can just show some clips, it would be wonderful. Okay? Let's roll it.
The incredible Mr. Jim Bailey.
Clang, clang, went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings. From the moment I saw him, I fell. Cha, cha, cha went the motor. Bump, bump, bump went the brake. Thump, thump, thump went my heartstrings. When he smiles, you can feel the car shake. He dipped his hat and took a seat. He said he hoped he had stepped upon my feet. He asked my name, I held my breath. I couldn't speak because he scared me half to death. Buzz, buzz, buzz went the buzzer. Plop, plop, plop when the wheels starts up with my heartstrings. As it started to bleed, I took hold of his sleeve with my hand, and as if it were planned, he stayed home with me and was glad just to stand with his hand holding mine to the end of our life. Thank you very, very much. There's a song that I have been singing for a long, long time, and I'd like to sing it for you now. Actually, I'd like to sing it for all of us. All right? Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a line that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away up on the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds soar beyond the rainbow, why, oh, You're marvelous. Thank you very, very much. Now, what I have to do Right now, I'm going to make a very fast costume change. And you see, when I got here this afternoon, they told me they had run out of dressing rooms. I didn't have any more, so they had to build me one. This is it. That's my dressing room. So I'm going to go in there and talk to you from there. Could you take that for me? Oh, nice and roomy, isn't it, in here? There's a little munchkin person down here. Speaking of which, I don't know, wherever I go, somebody always wants to know what the Munchkins were like in The Wizard of Oz, you know? And they were so marvelous and cute, you know, in the movie. But they did have they had a drinking problem. They loved to drink beer. Oh yeah, and they were known at MGM as MAs, miniature alcoholics. I don't mean to speak harshly. They were adorable. But there was this one cute little guy. He was about 4.5 inches tall and about 58 years old. And I was just 16 years old, you know, and he was always peeking out from behind props and trees on the set. And he was looking at me, and he was always going sort of. So one day I went over and I said, "Excuse me, sir, but you know, you've been looking at me for several days now, and you seem to be saying something. Well, what is it you're saying?" He said, "I want to make love to you." I said, if you do and I find out. Now, moving right along, as we said, what do you think? Stunning? I did a movie a long time ago called A Star Is Born, and there's a marvelous song in it, a musical number that I like a lot. And with the help of the very able assistance of Mr. Mike Reed and the marvelous orchestra, and our very talented singers and dancers, we're going to do it for you. All right? Swanee, how I love ya, my dear old Swanee. I give the world to thee. Among the folks in GIX, I even know my mammy. Waiting for me, praying for me, down by the Swanee. The folks up north will sing it along. I like it to my Swanee shore. Swanee, I am coming back to Swanee. Mammy, I love the old folks at home. I love ya, Swanee. When I get to that Swanee
York. What's the audience? You can see, you can feel the difference.
I think the audiences at Carnegie and the audiences in London at the Palladium, they have this love for Judy, and it's like, you know, I've continued her career in a way, which I'm very honored to be able to do, because she was.
She died
the great.
in London.
She died, yes,
in a hotel.
And they love Judy Garland. They have, I mean, they really respected her talent. And yeah, she was. That's why she left and moved to London, because she loved them.
She loved London. Yeah.
Loved
when did Jim Bailey? Judy Garland discovered Jim Bailey, because you were working in a cabaret downtown in L.A.
Downtown
and
L.A.
she walked in one night. Come on, tell me about
Well,
it.
it got around in I forget who the first. Well, she was the first celebrity that came in.
She was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And her press agent had heard about me.
Right.
And he said, we've got to go. So he came in to see me, to do Judy. And he said, you know, I've got to bring Judy in. And I thought, yeah. So the next week, I was in the dressing room getting ready for the show, and the waiter came back and he said, you're not going to believe it, Judy Garland is sitting stage right there. I said, oh my God, then I'm not doing it. I said, I'm not doing it. I got so nervous and so upset. And everybody said, you got to do it. She came here to see you do. You're not going to do it? So I thought, well, okay. So I did it. And the curtains opened, and I could see her vaguely. She had a black velvet Garbo hat on. And she was sitting there, and when I came out, she did this little squeal. She went, oh, like that. And she was just eating it up. She loved it. And at the end of my show, I saw her get up, take her coat off, and take the hat and throw it on this chair, and she got up onto the stage with me.
Oops.
She came up to me and threw her arms around me.
Great.
And the audience went out of their minds. And she was so sweet. So she came back, the curtains closed, and she said, well, what do we do now? And so the curtains reopened, and she said, well, let's sing something together. So I said, well, so we sang a cappella, which means without any music.
Right.
Bye Bye Blackbird, she and I.
Great.
And that was, at the end of it, they all went mad, and the curtains closed, and she came back into the dressing room with me. And we sat and talked, and she was just great.
Why do you think the gays of the world love Judy Garland so much? Why do you think, because you're doing her, why do you think the gays love her? I know she's talented and all, but there's something. Is it because of tragedy in her life?
No.
No?
I maybe partly because of the way she bounced back all the time.
Okay.
But it was an emotion. It was something that she, when she sang, her heart was on her sleeve.
I see.
And she lived many of those lyrics in those songs. And the gay audience picked up on that. And the fact that she was totally sincere. But not only the gay audience, but because of what the gay people have gone through and all that, they latched on to her because she was their spokesperson in a way.
Her daughters, both of them, Liza love you, Lorna loves you. Judy should have won the Academy Award.
I know.
Star was born.
I know.
Grace Kelly came in. She evidently screwed the right person. She must have.
No, people.
People, well, whatever. And I'm telling you,
I know.
It just ruined it. Because Judy Garland should have got the Academy Award.
Yeah.
What does the daughters, do they have any regrets and meanness about Hollywood, what they did to her for that?
I think that they do. I think that they feel the same way that you do and that I do, that she should have won. And she
did too. She left it. She got on stage. Immediately, she did not. Her whole life changed and went to the palace.
Right.
Right?
Right. She really did win, in a way.
Well, of course.
Because if you ask the average person, a lot of people think she did win the Academy Award.
Yeah,
but if you ask them who really won, they don't even know. They don't remember.
Grace Kelly.
What was her name?
Country girl,
Oh,
Grace
her.
Kelly. I mean, they don't know, do they?
No, they don't remember that.
Yeah.
And anyway, Judy was very good to me, and she gave me her phone number, and she said, would you call me? And I went home the next day, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to call Judy Garland. I mean, this is ridiculous. So 2 days went by, and I finally picked up the phone, and her maid answered the phone, Alma. And she said, Miss Garland's residence, and I said, I'm calling for Miss Garland. This is Jim Bailey. And she said, oh, she's been expecting your call.
Good.
And I thought, huh? She's been expecting my... So she got on the phone and she said, Jimmy. She called me Jimmy because her sister was Virginia, but she called her Jimmy.
Yeah.
She said, what are you doing? I want you to come by the house. When you, I said, well, I was, get this. I was going to go to the beach today. She said, The beach. Why would you go to the beach?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why would I go to the beach as opposed to
Absolutely.
going to see Judy Garland? So I went to see Judy. I didn't go to the beach. And it was the beginning of several times that I went out to her house.
She was funny, wasn't she?
She was great. She told me some wonderful stories, and she was so. It was almost as if she was, in a way, training me. I remember one night I went out there, and she went upstairs, and she said, "My Carnegie Hall album is on the phonograph." She said, "I'll tell you when to put it on."
Oh.
And I thought, what? So she said, "Put it on," and the overture played, and I'm sitting there listening, and she came downstairs
Start singing.
in the outfit that she wore at Carnegie Hall.
You're kidding.
And sang with the record and performed the whole concert.
Isn't that incredible?
And then-
Just for you.
Yeah. And I know what she was doing, but I don't know whether maybe she thought I was so young that I wouldn't pick up on it, but she was training me in a way. And then there would be applause, and she'd say, "Now I do this
Yes,
movement."
yes, yes.
And then she'd go back into the song, and it was the most fantastic night of my life. One of the most fantastic nights of my life.
MGM really ruined her because they fed her pills when she was very young.
Right, right.
Fed her all kinds
she was,
of prescriptions.
she tended
and had
to-
a nervous breakdown.
Couple of
all
them.
kinds, yeah, couple.
Yeah.
All kinds of things. Judy Garland was like a mad woman, the poor little girl. Just
You know, she bounced back so many times. It's hard for me to believe that she was, number one, she passed away at the age of 47. And I don't know how she got through to be 47 with all the crap that she was put through
Yes.
at the studio. And you know what I'm saying? She was...
MGM had a thing about that. They really
I know,
did.
I
They
know.
really did a lot of stuff. Jim Bailey, you are doing Judy at the Henry Fonda. It starts August the 9th and 10th.
Yes.
2 days. That's Saturday and Sunday?
Yes.
How wonderful.
I'm so
And-
looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's great.
Because this is going to be a real Judy concert.
This
A
is
really Judy
a real.
concert.
You're gonna
Yeah.
do the rainbow sitting
Oh, yeah.
maybe and that little
Maybe on the edge of the
edge of the
stage.
stage, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you got to keep the funny lines in there because you're so funny, Jim. Bailey.
Oh, thanks. Well, she was
You
a
are
fun lady. So
She was, wasn't she?
yes, I miss her very much.
Is that your favorite? Because you do so many. And
She's my
this-
favorite. She's my favorite.
Yeah, it's your favorite.
Hands down, she's my favorite. And I do
'Cause you
Peggy
do-
Lee
you
and
do- you do
Barbara.
Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
You do all.
I love